You're listening to the punk rock demonstration. We're out here at Los Globos in Los Angeles with the band The Oi Scouts. I'm Jack. What's your name and what are your guys' names and what do you do in the band?
Chris, I'm the singer.
Adam, drummer.
I'm Matt, and I'm a guitar player. And we have our bass players outside the van with a bag of cheese doodles and an empty box of pizza. We gonna let him just do his thing. Sometimes you gotta let him figure it out, and we'll get back with him maybe later. But he's going in. He's on a mission. Let's not even analyze it. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, good thing we can't see, or good thing he can't see through the tinted windows and know that we're doing an interview of the Oi Scouts without him. So you're doing your first show, well actually you did your first show yesterday. Absolutely. In California, and this is your second one. Is it second one in a couple years, or is it in decades, or how long?
Not to age us, but our last show was March 2000. Details are foggy of what the actual last show was. We think it was like in PA. It was like a Casualties of Rooker show. And that was March 2000, so 17 years and change or so. Here we are playing some shows, and last night was like, I can't even analyze how the response was. Just I didn't think that existed for this band, and it was just to hear people thank us for putting out songs and telling us how young they were when they got into the band. It's just like it's amazing. So unexpected, without a doubt.
I thought that was kind of weird too, because you guys haven't played in 17 years we just talked about. Yeah. So what do you think makes it so people are still interested in the band after so many years?
No, I was asked that a few times yesterday, and I want to say that we were a really young band. I mean, we sounded young, we looked young, and I just feel that with the internet, so of course this was all pre-internet, now that kind of new kids are getting into punk, 77 bands, 82 bands, early American hardcore, New York, California. People see, whoa, there's this really young band that was doing stuff too, and I think they really are attracted to that, and just maybe it's more approachable. We had really good distribution. We put out these little records, little splits, and comps here with friends bands, and little tapes, and it just seemed to just kind of fan out, slow but steady. But the internet, it's not a fad anymore.
When did the band start?
Late 95, early 96, and we put a real fast set together, and we just like we were racing time. We just wanted to play so bad. Started playing small shows, hall shows, VFWs, and even in the local little scene, it was there was nothing else to do, so the whole school would show up. The jocks, the hippies, the goth kids, the metal kids, punk rockers. So I think that also helped us too. We just had, for lack of any other place to go or to do, everybody just really was united. It was kind of maybe a rare thing, but... So.
What made you guys decide to start the band?
I feel like in the beginning, it kind of is your identity. If you have, it could be something as small as writing a song about, trouble with a local cop, a girl, family, politics. To us, it was kind of like our identity. We were kind of carving out a little piece of punk rock, whether it was whether we were going to play at the downtown Moose Lodge, or someday get a show at CBGB's or Pipeline or one of these big clubs we idolized. So I think it was really carving out a little piece of our identity. We wanted to maybe show that we had something to say too, or and it was never really about. We never thought we'd put our record out. We never thought we would even play more than a few local shows, and then so yeah, it was just it was very natural just to start it. We were passionate about music and had all these different topics in our mind and different struggles, and then the band just blossomed. So
and you called it the Oi Scouts?
Called it the Oi Scouts, yes.
How did that come about?
Gabe, the bass player, one of his friends in a band just was messing around, probably making fun of him because he was a young kid, and said, "Oh, you're like an Oi Scout. You should be your band should be the Oi Scouts." And it was just catchy enough, just dumb enough. Maybe it could work, and I like it. It's weird when you tell someone, because you have to say, "Oh, I," exclamation, working class. Oh, this is a British thing, and it's kind of hard to if you tell an old lady on the street, it's not as easy as saying "Oh, I'm in a band called the Bad Dudes." If you're I'm in the Oi Scouts, what is it? So you always have to explain it a little bit, but.
She might get confused that you're an Oi band.
Record, or now you whip out a phone with the actual record cover. It looks somewhat believable. So.
Speaking of records, how was the record release process like back then? Was it still releasing records, or was it cassettes, or did CDs come out yet? That kind of deal.
About when we started is records kind of started like going downhill. So a lot of people were releasing CDs, but there was a guy who ran a local record label, like where they were from, who he did a lot for us. It was Squig Tone Records, and they put out they gave like small bands like us a chance. He put out compilations that came out on CD, and then he did a few 7-inches. We did our split 7-inch. It was a Boy Scouts Blind Society split 7-inch, and it was cool. Like we were 17. I was 17 at the time, and we were 17, and I had my own record out. I was like, I remember sitting in art class cutting the covers, and like people were like, "What the hell is that? What are you doing?" Like, I'm like, I have a record. Like, whatever, I don't care. But the process was just, you make like you press like 500 of them, try to sell them at shows for like $3 a pop, and there was
a lot of labels. At least, I mean, back then. Your payment was almost like, okay, you get 50 records that are yours to sell, and back then, you sell 50 records, it's just enough to now maybe we'll do some shirts, maybe we'll get some pins. So it was always like that was like the little incentive, and at least for us, I don't know how it is for other bands, but we literally had like this kind of like little ecosystem of like a little tiny VFW here and a little club here, and the record label here, and this kid works here, and he can get us this. He can steal something from the ShopRite, and this kid can steal pens from the whatever store, and like this kid can get free copies made. So everything just really was kind of like this little ecosystem that just kind of. And I even see it out here now. We have like our merch guys, like printing merch before here. He's like drawing merch right now. So it's like punk rock to me has always been like you don't need to really venture outside of it sometimes, which is like. It's a rare thing. It's so cool that everything's just all contained, and so putting out records was like everybody would kind of funnel in and fold records, like Chris said, fold inserts and put in the card and the sticker, and it was exciting. I mean, even back then when records were rare for like mainstream music fans, like to have a record, it feels a little more serious than like, oh, here's my CD. But when you have actual clear vinyl, like I'm a record nerd. We're all record nerds, so. You see clear vinyl and your band's name on it, it's like, what?
Anybody can go to the store. Anybody can, with modern technology that most people have, anybody can make a CD, and which is a great thing for the spread of music, but nobody can make a fucking vinyl in their house unless they have a pressing plant.
You need some serious machinery, wax and heating elements.
So, I mean, there's more effort that goes into an actual vinyl on top of all of the nostalgia that comes with it, and the fact that
one kind of funny thing is I remember the guy at the label, he actually had sent it to a somewhat local a pressing plant that was somewhat local where you talk to the people and stuff, and I remember a couple times the guy when they do like the test press, the guy would listen to it and get back to the label and be like, wow, this is some like hard shit, like this is like there's some like really like serious songs here, like, and that always stuck with me because it just seemed like he was we were kind of like slowly infiltrating. Like once someone heard it, like it was not just just kind of boring song. Like there were cool topics, and like we always had really wacky cover art and stuff, which is really popular because we were selling like a lot of shirts, which is like really weird. But to answer your question, the process was just I felt like it was just kind of like this small, close knit little ecosystem of people. Everybody had a role, and it was like it wasn't about we sold more than you guys. It was like, oh man, hey, give me 10 of your records, I'll get 10 of mine.
Yeah, you would trade. You trade records with your friends' bands, and you sell their records at your shows. And also, there was also Charge Records, which was Jake Casualty's label, and he would always put out comps, and he would put out local like punk bands. They went on tour a lot, and I think like he put out like a band in like almost every.
Well, he put out his first big punk comp.
Yeah.
And we weren't on it, and I was like, oh man, I would love to be on that. And then we ended up being like the first kind of real release of one band on the label, so that was really cool. So that record, I mean, I see it on eBay for like ridiculous amounts of money. I'm like, oh, if only I kept like 10 of them. But that process was just really fun and like special. It wasn't just like, the record's coming in tomorrow, here's the boxes. It was like everyone was putting together, and it was this real tangible kind of cool little thing. It was like proof that we carved out a little niche somewhere, even locally. So that was.
And it's very difficult for people to copy.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, hey, now kids just I mean, people make bootleg shirts. They make bootleg. So, I mean, I'm sure someone could just, if they really wanted, had the money, they can. A lot of people bootleg like rare records, like Minor Threat records,
like
Misfits.
Yeah, my Misfits Cough Cool records a bootleg. My Antidote Thou Shalt Not Kill 7-inch is a bootleg. Like so, yeah.
Bootlegs.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in bootlegging, but we don't really care about that though. It's like we're not trying to live off this. We're not trying to if people want to.
There's a
Copy
There's a
yours.
compilation, or I forget if I hope I'm not insulting a band. I forget if it's a compilation or a band's EP, but it's called "Oi, Don't Pay the Bills." And I always thought that was cool because it's like, it's not something that I can't. Most people we knew, never in a million years thought they would. There's Ivy and Lance right now. Sorry, those are our friends. It's that process. It's still special to me. I mean, right now there's a kid right now who's probably like 14 years old. Just like I'm putting out a record next year, like somehow, like. So that was the driving force. Just have a record, to flip through your record collection and see like your favorite bands, like serious bands like Partisan, Exploited, and Vice, and then your band, you kind of like put it next to the ones you like the best and like pretend you're like as good as them. But yeah, so.
Since we're talking about music so much, let's take a listen to one of your songs. Let's take a listen to Oi Punks, since we're talking about Oi and all that fun stuff. So you're listening to the punk rock demonstration out here with the Oi Scouts. Here's a song by the Oi Scouts called Oi Punks. Welcome back. That was Oi Punks by the Oi Scouts. We're out here with the Oi Scouts in Los Angeles, and we've been talking about lots of stuff, but I want to talk about your merch. Are you still using your merch from like centuries ago, or you printed a new one? Or
It's all brand new.
It's brand new, but what's really funny is we only really ever used one design. It was kind of our really like funny, kitschy, it's the Simpsons kind of punk rock and skinhead, and they were kind of beating up Chief Wiggum, which is like, we didn't think it'd be so popular, but we printed that maybe a few times in like 1997, and most of a big part of the run of shirts, the person inverted them like wrong, so it was a completely like almost like a negative, and they all sold. We didn't charge a lot, but so we had to bring that one back. We kind of made an exclusive California logo. We have like this punk Mickey and Goofy, and they're kind of like one standing on New Jersey, one standing on California, and because not to keep going back to like our local small scene, but I mean, to us it was literally like unity was like there was no other choice, because there was, what else are you gonna do? So we, I'm spilling beer. So we kind of, we always seem to go towards logos that are like, I don't know, very, unity driven, and so I'm glad we kind of made something exclusive for California, and like those shirts are selling really well. So
We just found out. We found out yesterday from that there's still some records left. That Charge Records still has a couple records left, and they sent us a text asking us if we wanted them. But
Oh.
Yep. So we were just interrupted by someone crashing into
Someone
our
crashed
into the Boy Scouts tour van.
We're traumatized right now. It's
Yeah.
just
I don't even know what to say. We're gonna have to play another song.
play another song.
Let's take a listen to this song called "Anarchy People," since our heads hurt from this little accident here.
Fucking make me sing. I just talk to make a sing. But your life is still the same. I ain't paper. I ain't paper. I ain't paper. Never down to 35. I ain't paper. I ain't paper. I ain't paper. Never down to 35.
Hey, welcome back. That was "Anarchy People" by the Oi Scouts. You're listening to the punk rock demonstration out here with the Oi Scouts. Yeah, apparently.
They just do whatever they want, apparently. They hit punk vans and I don't know. We made it out alive.
That's a good thing. So I don't think we ever talked about where you guys were from. So where are you guys from?
Well, everyone throughout the years has moved and come back and left and, reestablished themselves. But I was from a small little town, Newton, New Jersey, and where our record label was and a lot of the little places. And Chris was South Jersey. So through the years, everybody kind of came back and forth and made it work, It's like New Jersey's not as big as California, so you can, from top to bottom, maybe 4 hours. Yeah. So you could, bands will drive 2 hours for a show or, driving. And we drive, even now today we drive how far for practice? Maybe each of us 30, 40?
Yeah, half hour each. Yeah,
So-
I live in Jersey City now,
Yeah.
but I'm from a small town called Howell. It's like by the Jersey Shore, I guess near like Asbury Park. And
So he's more like a South Jersey, Central South. I'm North, and some of the other guys were North and then moved East. So we're still in a good area where we can actually make these crazy adventures happen. I think, right?
Yeah.
So
It's sort of like California, where you live maybe 10 miles away, but you still go 2 hours to go see a show.
Yeah.
and it still takes 2 hours to drive 10 miles in California, which is very,
that's
very,
what
very,
we're noticing.
really
is,
strange. for
at
us.
least with the people we know, everybody's got a million things to do and partying, having fun. When someone's like, "Oh, I'll be there in a little bit," we're finding out that means I'll be there in 2.5 hours
Yeah.
or 3 hours.
Yeah,
but,
everything's really a lot slower out here. Everything moves a little bit slower than back home. It's like if you say I'll be there in 20 minutes, you're there in 20 minutes, But
and
out
I've
here,
noticed about California, we had to stop in San Francisco. I saw people smiling and people just stopping to smell the roses and talk and have fun. In Jersey City and New York City, you don't see that. People just like tunnel vision. They're there's
you always gotta look like you know where you're going.
like,
We're standing outside.
care
I'm standing
about
outside
you.
the airport, and this guy comes up and just starts talking to me. And I'm like, "What? What's wrong with you?" And he was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" So I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not in New York. I'm not in Jersey City."
Musician who was
I don't have to be uptight, I guess.
Well, we met this really cool musician outside, and I was like, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, we're playing a show. We're from New Jersey," and I felt kind of cool about it. I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Because he had a guitar on him. He goes, "Oh, I just got back. He was just literally had been through Europe for 3 weeks on his own, with a guitar, and somewhere else. I was just like, "Oh, wow, that's awesome." So anytime I see a traveling musician, I'm just like, "Fuck yeah," just bringing that little tiny piece of yourself somewhere.
So you guys are printing new merch and all that stuff. Does that mean you guys are officially back together, or what's going on here?
I would like to say the Oi Scouts, barring some unforeseen cataclysmic event right now, I think we're back. I've been writing songs ever since the band broke up, all different styles, noisy, alternative-y, thrashy, fast, and it's really funny because all the songs, when you write songs, you kind of weed them out as you go, and some kind of stay, and the ones that now that I love, I just know are I want to get his vocals on them, have him write lyrics, and it's kind of this weird transition where my musical styles not came full circle, but it's really feels like if we get hit again, that's awesome. I'm writing songs now for the same reasons I wrote them when I was 15 years old, just because there's something going on in politics or something going on in some social cause that just is burning me up or making me feel humanity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm writing again to the point of it's for the right reason. So maybe that's why it took so long. I mean.
Plus, now that we're older, we have to do the proper punk thing, and that's put out a new wave record or a heavy metal record. So we've been arguing a lot about whether we should go Grave New World or whether we should go Second Empire Justice. So it's really it's hard.
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Maybe it'll be a mix of both metal and new wave. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah.
A little new wavy era for the band or something.
Yeah, I think it's time to go in that direction.
But yeah, I think we're back. I mean, our lineup is just solid. Everybody plays perfect. There's no, it's just, everybody feels their instrument, everybody feels the songs. People last night at the show we played, I wasn't even singing to the mic because so many kids were singing, and I kind of realized that, if someone sees your band singing the lyrics, some guitar player, some bass player singing the lyrics, it's not for vanity, it's for, you feel those words, So it's I felt like a kid in the crowd almost, even though I'm kind of playing the guitar. I'm it was really this sea of everybody just felt the same and was living these words that we wrote. So that's ultimate I don't need anything else.
Gotta be careful. Maybe one of your members are gonna replace you with one of those members of the crowd.
I'm actually the only member who has ever played every single practice, every single show, has never missed one anything. Call it OCD, call it anal. When I was a kid, I even had my mom. We saved up for some big Florida vacation or something. And I was going to miss a show, and they're oh, well, we'll get a replacement. I freaked out. I was 16, or 17. I had my mom change the tickets so I could come home the same day, get a ride to the show, and I played the show. So my record of never missing one Oi Scout event is unblemished, and will remain so unless I die today in California.
As of yet, I haven't missed anything. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And I show up on time. I'm the only one who shows up on time for practice. These are facts.
That's something that comes with being old too. Because when you're young, it's there's no rules, there's no law. You're just you're living it. But when you're older, you have to manage all these annoying things.
Sounds like Oi Scouts mentality is what it sounds like. So why did the band break up in the first place?
You know what? I've contemplated that. I mean, I really feel that the scene was kind of, at that time at least, in my mind, changing to the point of, because we were now playing bigger shows, we were dealing with all these bigger bands, a lot of them that we love, Worship. Some bad seeds, people that were only really there to, I don't even know how to explain it. There was a lot. I feel at the time, all these bands are now, they're all accountants now, probably, but these people they weren't about unity and bringing people together and bettering people and literally physically picking up someone off the ground who fell. It was, the scene had a kind of, was, so many people were coming and going, and I didn't feel that once we got out of the little local scene. I felt like even more of an outsider before I got into punk. And to me, punk rock is the weirdos, the freaks, the losers, the nerds. Those people need to band together, And I saw the scene just going not a good way for me. I was just no, this is not. There's too many egos and things going on. I'm just I'm gonna go be recluse and play my guitar in my room. But yeah, I mean, kind of half that, and people just changing and deciding what they're gonna do with their life, their career, moving, and the band just kind of it sucks because it ended right as we still had really awesome offers to play California, and at one point we had an offer to play in Tokyo, which was still my freaking dream. But it's just the kind of thing where you get old and people change and the scene, and so it just kind of, I think it, even though it legit broke up, it ended very naturally. It was okay, this is over. we're pulling the plug on the band for a little bit at least.
So now it's gotten better, and you think we should get back together? Is that what's going
Plugs
on?
back in. It's like when you turn on like a piece of machinery from like in your garage from like 10 years ago. Like it's dusty, but like now it's starting to move, and we're like tweaking it with a little oil, and it's like it's this fine-tuned machine again. But I don't see a band as a machine ever. I see a band as like this organic thing that can like change. I mean, my favorite bands of all time were the bands that were like a minute away from breaking up any second. Someone could die. Someone could, get arrested. My favorite
By a car.
Yeah, my favorite bands were the ones where like
Get in a car accident.
my favorite bands were the bands that like weren't doing this like, oh, let's record for 3 months, let's go tour for 6 months, let's go sit in our houses for 2 months. Like it was just like punk rock was never an exact like
Science.
you don't. To me, like you might as well be in like Boston or Journey or something, some like 70s like super band, like that was never interesting to us, like any of those people. Like, we wanted to just like we played like we played shows that like someone threw together in like 2 hours or
Yeah, or like just roll the dice and let the chips fall where they may, if you will. It's just like whatever.
It would be cool to be like Journey, where you hear like at least 1 or 2 Journey songs on the way to work and back every day, but they haven't played for decades or some crap like that.
We were just always against the like some people just do that formula. I hate when bands do that formula. It's like you might as well be punching in at the factory. It's like so for us to do this now out of nowhere, people are like, wait, why? It's because it felt right. It's like my favorite songs of all time is "The Time Was Right" by the Partisans, and it's not really about a band or anything, but it just seems like it's sometimes things just mature, and it's like it's time, and you can't analyze it. So, and we've been getting offers for like Canada, Germany, Connecticut, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Denver, and like anybody listening, we are gonna make it happen somehow. So it's beyond. It's just more baffling that the band is in.
Yeah, it's baffling. It's baffling that we're more baffled by the fact that so many people are into it now, and I guess because the internet and because of like people can like look at like rare, like I would consider us like a rare band, like a band that you would be like, oh man, I found this Boy Scout 7-inch, that's pretty cool, I heard about them or something like that, like or
eBay.
Somewhere in the back of like
don't spend $50, please.
somewhere in like the back like index of like an American hardcore punk book, but so the fact that like people are interested is really cool too. So it's like we can do that, and we can play some shows and have some fun.
I mean, it's
a little bit easier to do. It's harder to do because everybody's like occupied with their lives, outside of this. But it's also easier to do because we're mature now. Like we're more like, okay, we have to be here, we have to show up. Like there's.
But a night after like last night, we played Observatory, Constellation.
Yeah.
You'd be a maniac. You'd be an insane person to not want to like relive that once more, 10 times more. It was just to see people were just like. And then of course we only learned a certain amount of songs. We had it like, boom. This is what we know. We got off. People calling for an encore. We had to go up like sheepishly and be like, "Sorry, it's all we learned." It was really embarrassing. But
I just ran.
I was like, I don't want to. Everybody was really cool.
We also said like before we left, we put this together like really quickly. The shows were booked in February. We started practicing.
They were booked. Not to interrupt. They were booked like maybe November.
Yeah, they were booked in November, and we didn't start practicing until like you called me. You called me in it was like the middle of December.
See, I have a tendency to like
And
agree.
Like, hey, I'm in a bind.
I have a tendency to agree to something and make it happen.
Yeah.
No, at all
So we
costs.
kinda threw it together really quick.
That's my style.
We learned almost all the songs except for like 2, and then when we were like right before we left, we're like, if we're headlining a show, people are probably gonna want an encore, and then we were just like, all of us like at the same time, we're just like, there will be no encore.
Well, what's really funny is we used to cover "Fight to Live" by Blitz, one of our favorite songs, and I was like, come on, dudes, we gotta learn this cover, we gotta do it. Everybody's like, fine, let's do it. And I forgot like the bridge, I forgot like the outro, like the little weird little outro thing. So it didn't happen, but I mean, to play it last night was just like I almost thought I was like watching someone else play because it was just a sea of like just these beautiful people just jumping and flying and grabbing my mic and like touching my guitar. It was like very weird. It's very cool. So
You just answered my next question about like how did you get these shows together? Did you practice and all that stuff?
Yeah,
we practiced we were practicing.
We hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, we were practicing twice, 2-3 times a week sometimes. Right before we left, we were practicing about 3 times a week.
And we didn't
Did you remember the songs, or did you have to look up like how these things were done?
Well, I'll admit I kind of like had to for like months and months, thinking, maybe, because we had promoters that were like loving the band when they were kids. Now they're like, I'm sure you met Nacho for Concrete Jungle Entertainment, brought us out here. He was in he loved punk rock as a kid and got into the Oi Scouts, and now he's putting on these like massive shows, Punk Invasion, these like ridiculous tours and bands, and he was always like, Matt, like I got an offer for you. And for months I was like, oh dude, I'm like, let me get back to you in June. Let me get back to you in October. Let me get back to you after New Year. And he's like, dude, listen. He was like, hey, listen, I'm making an offer for you. He's like, we have Blank 77, 3 shows. Can you get out here? And I was just like, yes. And before I just said no, I was like, yes. And then I had the task of like
putting the band back together.
Yeah, I mean, we had to really get everything back together, like because when you're young in a band, like your gear is like your weapon. Yeah, it was almost like your weapon or something. It's like I had to like build up my gear and get I had to relearn like a lot of the I always forget bridges and outros, but the core guts were there, so I did remember those.
Let's take a listen to another song since we've been talking so much. Let's take a listen to the song called "Nuke the Nazis," which I hear has a story behind it.
Yes,
What's the story behind that?
Well, Gabe, who's not here. We had put the band together, and even at a young age, the one thing I'll brag about is we were socially conscious. Like we would not deal with racism. We would not deal with seeing a friend be like beat up by some cop we knew was on some power trip, so we really loved this song, "Nuke the Nazis." Kind of became like our unofficial anthem. It was a popular thing, and Gabe, the bass player who wrote most of the lyrics, came up with the concept. He unfortunately was this guy came up to him and goes, hey, I hear you hate Nazis. And he goes, yeah. Like, who else, what does someone say to that? And he goes, well, I'm a Nazi, what do you think of that? And he took out like a paring knife and stabbed him in the neck and the back and the shoulder. Hundreds of stitches later. It was like a pretty big deal too. And it was like, I almost felt like, it's like when something like that happens, it's not just a song anymore. It's like we wrote this because we believe in it. And it's like, you got to defend that to the death if you have to. I mean, so that was a pretty interesting. And that was, we were young. I was like maybe 16. I was like on the school bus, and I heard about a report. They didn't say his name obviously because he was not 18, but heard about somebody getting stabbed. Minor getting stabbed and blah blah blah. And I found out a couple hours later, my bass player. It was a really heavy thing because we had been in the band, we had been friends, and like it was like I didn't know, it was really serious thing. So. Luckily, the only good thing is that I got to switch to guitar, because when we started, I was playing bass and I wasn't really good, and unfortunately, when he was stabbed, he had to get do a lot of rehabilitation, and I moved over to guitar, which I had wanted to do, so it worked out naturally. Not that I condone stabbing anyone ever, but because of that, for some reason, it really gave the band this like not purpose, but just it really solidified what we were saying. It wasn't just like, oh, anybody can write a socially conscious song or a poem or a story, but this was like, this is real. Like,
What's interesting too is about jumping off the piggybacking on the social conscious thing is like we still like, even as a band, like we sit down with like we were actually like this morning we were talking about we still like we talk about politics, like we talk about like things, so all of us have like different like belief systems kind of, but like we'll sit down and like we'll start talking about it. Like this morning before we came to the show, like we had this really long conversation about like a bunch of like different like political topics, so that's what's cool too. It's like there's still like you're social conscious, but like there's a philosophy behind it, and like we actually discuss these philosophies, and like it's cool, like that's I think that's what being in a band's about. Being in a band is like more like, it's not only like Matt was saying earlier, it's like it's about carving out a piece of yourself, and like it's just it's an outlet. It's like it's artistic, I guess, in a way, and then it's just
keeps the band going too.
When you've got it keeps everybody on the same page,
a socially conscious topic. I mean, you might not have someone in the band that totally agrees, but like we've had talks about socialism, communism. Like it's like it's almost like you're always evolving, you're always learning. So if you're writing something, it's like someone might need to be informed or turned on to something before it's even a song, and like that might feel it. You might make someone be like, oh my, I never researched this, or I never realized that, and organically, like things do change. But when you have like something as serious as that, I mean, to us it was just like there's you write a song like that and something like that happens. I mean, it's not something just to be taken lightly. So that song we played it last night. Oh my God, to see that many hands in the air, like saying like, nuke. That obviously to nuke Nazis, it's kind of hard to nuke a small amount of horrible fucking people.
Yeah.
But you get the
Let's just
idea.
put 'em all in one spot.
It's like when you use letters that have the same letters, it builds energy. Like the N and the N. Like maybe it was just the name that really did it, but that topic itself, people love. So
I'm surprised about you playing that song in Orange County because I'm not sure if you know about the Nazi following down there in Orange County.
We've heard weird stuff, but you hear about that like everywhere you go. You hear about that. Like, unfortunately, it is everywhere, and I think it's become now with the way things are. I think it's becoming a little bit more prominent and a little more like out in the open. And I think it's unfortunately
I think any racism is either fear or someone just so trying to attach himself to something because they have nothing in their life that they get like drawn into like some sinister, idiotic fucking world. So
tell us about Orange County though. What is
Yeah.
that?
See,
Is that
Orange
It's a
County,
place
I
I
just think-
always avoid because of those kinds
I
of
just think
things.
of like
Oh, okay,
when I
yeah.
think of Orange County, I think of like skateboard ramps and awesome old empty pools. I think of like mongoose BMX bikes. I think of like
like the adolescents. And,
I think of like
social
I think of
distortion and
like
stuff like that.
like people in like vans and like bleached hair and just like being
Yes,
all
well.
being all sunny and totally opposite of like our horrible snowy icy fucking wasteland factories
concrete
and
jungle.
factories and
rusty.
snow, brown snow.
Yeah,
And
yellow snow everywhere.
the point is, we love California, and like, I'm looking at these palm trees, thinking like, do I want to go back to like some like ice encrusted, dying evergreen? No, I want to be by this fucking.
Actually, you guys brought like these heavy rains over to California. Actually, that was fortunately.
We brought the storm. We had like there was like a foot of water on the road we were on. Roof was it?
Yeah.
I don't even know, Interstate 5 or 105 or something.
Yeah, it hasn't rained so hard for decades, probably.
Well, that's good. That's good. The
Got a lot of punk
you guys
rock
are having a
people.
drought, from what I
Yeah,
understand.
you guys ended the drought for us. Well, anyways, since we've been talking like forever, let's take a listen to
I'm
another
a bloated
song.
mouth when I start drinking, I'm sorry.
Oh, in that case, maybe we need to drink some more. Let's take a listen to the song we've been talking about called Nuke the Nazis by the Oi Scouts. We're out here with the Oi Scouts. You're listening to the punk rock demonstration.
There's the things in our country, killing men by the cry, all produced by crazy people, and this stupid fucking lie. God, let me hate say, set 'em up to hell today. Don't you wanna win this war? So what we're fighting for? These Nazi bastards are the Southpaw. They try to brainwash me and you. They try to brainwash all children. Where's the super point of view? So let me hear you say, set 'em up down today. Don't you wanna win this war? So what we're fighting for? They try to brainwash me and you. They try to brainwash all children. Where's the super point of view? God, let me hear you say, set 'em up down today. Don't you wanna win this war? So what we're fighting for?
Welcome back. That was... The hell did I just play?
That kid's got probably like a Jake-sized mohawk.
It's a little bit shorter, actually.
I'm saying he's got a whole that's your 3-hour thing. No, maybe not. Mohawks are faster, but
Yeah.
to really do the whole
I used to be able to
thing.
get mine up in like. I had it down to a science. That's scientific. Like,
I used to get so much hairspray on my fingers. Like I'd be playing and like if a piece of sweat got on me, it was like this molten, itchy like hairspray sweat, and like my eyes would be just,
Yeah, you play a show back then, and like you'd start
Remember,
sweating,
you
and
always
like
see-
your eyes would just start
you'd always
burning.
see,
Like you'd be like,
like,
oh,
you'd always
like
see
if you
people,
put
like-
soap in your hair and stuff like that. Like
you see people cleaning
use
off
the
their
Irish Spring.
forehead because like their hairspray was like dripping into their eyeballs.
Yeah.
But
Look, I don't have any eye damage from all that.
true.
Sounds like some exciting stuff that happened back then.
Yeah.
I don't think people do that nowadays. Or if they do, I don't know. I think they've got AC for that.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
The fuck are you fucking rock stars doing?
We're doing a big, awesome interview.
You wanna
for
join
punk
us?
Rock demonstration.
I thought I was doing a fucking...
You were doing your other interview. We don't want to be rude to them. Close the door. though.
I've been done with that fucking forever.
They told it. I think that Nacho told us you were still doing that other interview. We didn't see you.
You want to join us? We're still doing
I left that and then I went inside. Nobody knew where the fuck y'all were. Fucking, where's Adam anyway?
This was the quietest spot.
To do it.
We have many a punks, many a cars going by.
Right.
We got
Well,
hit.
it's
Wanna join us?
fucking dollar beers inside.
Welcome to the interview. The guy that started the band, Gabe.
We're not gonna like scramble into a big pile and like, you know.
Yo,
like,
this band got hit by a rowdy.
They
a rowdy
took our jabs!
Yo, we got hit by a rowdy bunch of yuppies.
Got hit by a rowdy bunch of yuppies.
Yep, 2 yuppies hit the van and I pretended that they hurt my head.
This is like a hipster town over
Wait,
here.
did they
Is it
like?
really?
Yes.
Did they hit it like with a car?
Yeah, with a car. We got
Oh,
it on
that's
film.
awesome. This is a fucking rental.
We're back.
Boy, don't pay the bills,
Whoa!
assholes.
I already referenced that, dude.
Yeah, and by the way, like
on
for
back
the
here.
record of any Broken Heroes listening,
Was it Broken Heroes?
we came up with that. That's an Oi Scouts reference right there.
I thought it was
No,
a
I'm
cop.
kidding. It was an Oi Scouts or it was a Broken Heroes reference, but we've ripped off the Broken Heroes so much it's almost a joke now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just played the song Nuke the Nazis.
Yes.
We've got Gabe over here joining us from the Oi Scouts that we've been talking about all throughout the interview, wondering where he's at.
Peppered the interview with Gabe references and stories and anecdotes. So.
Great.
So Gabe, what do you play in the band, the Oi Scouts?
I play the bass. I was on vocals for a second, but I'm back on the bass. So we got definitely a much better singer than I could ever hope to be. So,
So how was it like getting back together with the Oi Scouts?
I hated the idea more than anything on the face of the planet. Nah, I'm kidding. It was weird, like, cause we kind of did everything like bass backwards. To be perfectly honest, we kind of put the cart before the horse. Well, I gotta give
Matt put the car.
Matt put the cart before the horse, booking all these bunch of shows before we'd even finished our band or had a fucking practice or anything yet, man. But I gotta say, as much
Trial
shit,
by fire, baby.
as much shit as I've talked on it, that did light a fire under our
I'll
asses.
be
And we've been
honest.
talking about doing this for fucking years. So
Oh yeah, Gabe and I would
you
have
know.
these talks of like he'd call me up and say, let's do this, and I would be like,
No,
well,
you'd call me up and say,
Oh,
hey, do you think this is blah, blah, blah? Can we do this? Can we do? And I'm like, yeah, dude, let's fucking do it. And he's like, oh, but really? Yeah, let's fucking do it. And that was about, I just consolidated about like fucking 7 fucking years for you guys just now. So, it's like.
I'm Matt from Boy Scouts and I approve that message.
I was going to ask, like, what happened during all
We
the years
suck.
you've been
I don't know what
quiet?
y'all see in us, seriously.
I don't know anybody sees us
Holy
besides
fucking
a
shit.
couple of catchy little numbers, but
Yeah, so we're just talking about that song "Nuke the Nazis" and how you were,
Talking
how
about
you
the
got,
greatest working class ripoff. You're talking to them. Anyway.
how you got stabbed all that. So what year did that happen in?
Oh, that was in 1997. I was 17. No, well,
late 6.
no, that was only the first time. I've been stabbed quite a few times over the years. I
That
have a stabbable personality.
that takes away
and
the.
I don't hold it against any motherfucker who's ever done it.
But that takes away
Like,
the importance of the
'cause-
original stabbing. Let's concentrate on the original stabbing.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the only time that I would say somebody stabbed me irrationally. Any of the other times, I can see where they're fucking coming from, honestly. Like, I mean, I gotta give credit where it's fucking due, Like, it's just, what can I say? I try to be a fair person,
So fair enough, you got stabbed, huh?
Stabbed a
So
few times.
since we're on the topic of like what happened during all the years you were quiet, have you guys
That
worked
was
on
actually
other
when we were
projects?
My first time
Yep.
around.
He means now.
Yeah,
Those are
now.
the Bernard years.
But so what are you in any other projects now, or during the time you were not playing in the Oi Scouts?
Why don't you go first?
I was in some kind of noisy, shoegazery guitar, heavy on effects pedals, influenced by just a lot of other noisy bands project, and it was never something I kind of wanted to be like hold up in a house with like garage band and all these weird effects pedals just making that kind of noise. So I was in some kind of alternative shoegazery noise bands, and just played a couple of shows. It wasn't really about doing anything other than just like making noise and having fun. But
What about you, Chris?
Well, I recently joined the Oi Scouts. Back in the day, I was in a band called Blind Society. We did a split 7-inch with the Oi Scouts. We used to play shows with them all the time. And
I've been trying to steal him
You
since.
guys got so much bigger than us. Stop being.
Listen,
humble.
I've been trying to steal this guy since 2003.
He's the only guy here who's been to LA before.
In 2003, he kind of was like, we were gonna start, maybe even start practicing, talking about it more. It never really happened, but I wanted this guy, and somehow I finagled him away from his other duties in life. But
Matt would fill in for us every now and then. Like if for some reason, like my old band, like our guitar player would break his wrist every year because he was a skateboarder, and it was very annoying. And so Matt would fill in for us like a lot. And so we played shows with them. We did the split 7-inch, and like we were on the same label, so it was like we're all like brothers, And then after that band broke up, I was in a band called Straight Jacket Mind. We didn't really do anything. I was in a band called Guilt Trip that put out a couple records. After that, I was in a band called Old Ghost from Jersey City, and then I was and recently, up until I did the Oi Scouts, I was in a band called Real Cops with some of the members from.
I never got to see
some of the members of Tear It Up.
And I know Gabe has an eclectic story about that. What about you? What have you been doing?
Story about what?
About what happened while you were not playing in the Oi Scouts?
Well, I moved to Nashville in 2002. Did doing outlaw country project of generically, like, most punks say, oh, like Hank 3 type stuff, and yeah, a lot of other influences, but for the sake of simplifying, yeah, like Hank 3 type stuff. It's one of my heroes, and became a good friend of mine down that way. Hank Williams III, the grandson of Hank Sr., the son of Hank Jr. He's a total punk rocker. He's country as fuck, just like his family, but man, he's one of us. He's awesome. I grew up on like bluegrass and old school country music. We're actually if you could believe this, New Jersey actually has a sliver of Appalachia in it. It's Appalachia in the south, Appalachia in the north, and so we're Appalachia in Sussex County right there, the Kittatinny Mountains, and I grew up listening to old country and bluegrass and shit, and when I was having a little bit of downtime there for a minute, I got heavily back into it. Me and Doug from Squiggy would drive around listening to Johnny Cash like fucking relentlessly, and I'm like, I gotta play this fucking shit. I don't need a band to back me up because I can just get up there with a guitar and do it. And the best part about that was I was able to write love songs. And because I could be like kind of a romantic sometimes, and it's reason I did country instead of emo was because it's like you get to be emo but you get to keep your testicles. So and plus I knew what I was talking about because I spent a lot of time in the sticks, hunting, fishing, foraging wild plants and shit like that, and so I was able to keep it fucking real on that level. And to me, they're like one of the most not only reconcilable but quintessential things together is, with the just anarchy of being punk and the anarchy of being out in the wild. There's like, and you can't separate those two for me. And that was a big influence on my own music. For a cheap plug, you could find my so far only, but there will be more, solo album, Punk Rock Redneck, is on Working Class Records. The same as Boots for the Beatdown is by the Oi Scouts, and a lot of other good stuff. You look at workingclassrecords.com, that's run by our old friend Doug from Squiggy. Goddamn, I had a lot of fucking good times doing that shit, man. Fucking crazy fucking scene with all the fucking hillbilly punks in the fucking South. They're fucking awesome motherfuckers. Like, they're their own thing. They're just, incredible. I don't have enough I don't have enough good things to say about them. I don't have any bad things to say about them whatsoever.
So are you still doing that project now?
I've been on a little downtime from it. Like, obviously, we're doing the Oi Scouts again.
Are you doing it officially?
Here and there, but it's in any capacity. It's taken quite a bit of. It's a lot more work to play in a band and coordinate several other people, then doing your own shit, and then occasionally, like, if you have enough money to pay them, recruiting like backup band members. Most of the shows I play solo, I do just me and the guitar. It's just easier. I often record with a band. In fact, actually, the last studio recording I made solo, Chad and Tim from the Blank 77 backed me up, and at risk of outing them as also hillbillies, which they are, Tim plays like the meanest fucking slide guitar you've ever heard in your fucking life. It came out sounding excellent. But where are we going with this? What was the question?
We're going on about how where can people find more information about the Oi Scouts?
After all of these many years, I was like so nervous. I went on like GoDaddy. I'm like, theoiscouts.com. Someone's got it, because someone has our Facebook. Someone has everything you can imagine. MySpace, things we never really got to control. And oiscouts.com was available. So that's gonna be up soon. I have a short little bio. I have our show information. We're gonna be putting our merch up there. But more excitingly, we'll be hopefully announcing all the new things we're doing, songs and tours, and just.
Sweet. Is that fucking? I think that's fucking.
Gabe just saw a girl he liked.
No, it's a friend of mine. Fucking.
Even better.
Shit, what's her name?
So we do have a website, but we're trying to secure our Facebook. If you're the fan that made the Facebook, can you give us the password? We'll send you a shirt.
So that's facebook.com/the Oi Scouts. So what about you, Gabe? Do you have information about where people can find more information about your stuff?
Well, there were a few Oi Scouts things Matt failed to mention. Once again, if you want like hard copies of CDs, workingclassrecords.com, and I believe Jake from the cat or whoever bought Charged Records. That's passed hands a couple times.
No, Jake's still got some records left.
Jake's still got some records left. You sure? All right,
I don't know
Jake.
if they're for sale. I think he's
If
giving us to sell.
if you see Jake Casualty on the fucking road, if you want like a strengthened numbers 7-inch, ask him for it, because the last like million times I've gone and seen those guys, he's flat out told me he has a warehouse full of the motherfucking things, but like he's got like his Endless Struggle 7-inch, his comps, and like a bunch of the other bands he put out besides the Casualties. There's never an Oi Scouts one with him, and I'm just like, fucking dude, if you don't want those, like, even when I was solo, when the Oi Scouts weren't even thinking about being a band again, I was like, I'd fucking sell those on the road with me. And I should have brought the rest of my solo CDs out here, because I didn't think people would be asking for them. They have been, so fuck me.
What's really
thought
funny
it
is
was-
I had
I thought it was a better business.
my mom found a box of records of all different old 45s, and there were a few Oi Scouts in there, but they were in like a hot summer attic. So some of them were like warped and weird. So there were a few records lying around, but everything is sold out. Unfortunately, you have to get really lucky and find it, but we're trying to get things re-released, make it cheaper, make it easier to get. Maybe put some new songs, some old songs. So there will be more Oi Scouts music, old and new.
Very cool. So let's take a listen to this one last song by the Oi Scouts. You can find more information about the Oi Scouts at theoiscouts.com. Is that correct?
oiscouts.com.
You can find more.
Oiscouts.com. TH.
And as a reminder, if anyone's got the Facebook of the Oi Scouts,
Whoever owns the Oi Scouts Facebook, I'm prepared to make you this substantial offer: one free shirt and a hand-signed piece of paper by Gabe.
Piece of paper. What am I, the guy who invented paper? Like, what's like that?
that's an,
I figured it was cheap, and we're on a budget. We're on tour.
sounds like an excellent offer. So
Wait, do I have a marker on me?
you can find more information about my show, Punk Rock Demonstration, at punkrockdemo.com. So here's the song called Police Harassment by the Oi Scouts. You've been listening to the Punk Rock Demonstration.
Había matado al Malfoy de Paz. Fuck that! Don't you stop her, don't you stop her! I wanna be a cop when it's over time. I wanna shoot a cop when it's all gone. I wanna go around when it puts us out. I wanna make the cop when it's in now. Please harass me. Fuck that! Don't you stop her, don't you stop her. Please harass me. Fuck that! Don't you stop her, don't you stop her. Please harass me. Fuck that! Don't you stop her, don't you stop her. Please harass me. Fuck that! Don't you stop her, don't you stop her. Don't you stop her.
I'm Matt from Boy Scouts, and I approve that message.
Go!
No bleeding outside coming to town. You better watch your back, they'll bring you down. Wilson lives this man to man, but they'll bring you to court as fast as you can. You say something that they disagree, make you look like a right-wing Nazi. Next thing you know, your life's in the trash. Cause all lefties cry, baby, yeah. The bleeding outs are on the street tonight. The BC thugs are the one with protest signs. Speak their language, I'm forced to apologize. But I will live by your guidelines. Right to love, right to hate. We don't wanna live in a BC state. Right to love, right to hate. Freedom of speech, the American way, go. It's hard to be a layman anymore. Slip of the tongue and you're out the door. Question of what's your affirmative action. Brand new with my each of women. Like one racist word think about. Politics made someone's in a WhatsApp. Try not to tell me what to say and do, but I will never back down to you. Right to love, right to hate. We don't wanna live in a BC state. Right to love, right to hate. Freedom of speech, lean back and wake up. Fuck you! The bleeding outs are on the street tonight. The BC thugs are the one with protest signs. Speak their lips and be forced to apologize. But I will live by your guidelines. Right to love, right to hate. We don't wanna live in a BC state. Right to love, right to hate. Freedom of speech, the American way. Right to love, right to hate. We don't wanna live in a BC state. Right to love, right to hate. Freedom of speech makes America great.
And that was Bleeding Hearts by the Oi Scouts. You're still listening to the punk rock demonstration. I'm still Jack. Hopefully you enjoyed that Oi Scouts interview. Figured I'd play Bleeding Hearts because a lot of people asked, what in the world does that song mean? And we didn't talk about it on the program, but I talked with the Oi Scouts and found out exactly what that song meant. So if you want to know, I guess I'll tell you. So it's basically about, I guess in summary, complaining about complaining. It's like freedom of speech, and you're on the right side or you're on the left side, and no matter what you do, you're going to be complaining about the other side, and that's basically what it's about. Freedom of speech, I guess. Anyways, we're going to play some more punk rock because it's the punk rock demonstration. My website, punkrockdemo.com. Again, that's punkrockdemo.com. We're here every Monday from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. Pacific time, and every Tuesday from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's the repeat of Monday's show that broadcasted the evening before. Right now, I'm going to play some Niblick Henbane, since we talked about Niblick Henbane, and they're also one of my favorite bands from back in the day. This song is called Life Over the Edge.
again. Use your animal instincts. Animal instinct, animal instinct. Animal instinct, animal instinct. Animal instinct, animal instinct. Animal instinct now.
Where do you think you're going?
I was just going to put out for a few pints with the lads.
What? Again? That's twice this week.
Aye, but...
But no, I'm not having it. If you walk out that door, you're not getting back in.
Let's pick up and
That was some Entropy with Nuts and Bolts. Stupid Cow was before Entropy. That song's called All Have Gone. Reno Divorce with Firecracker before Stupid Cow. And then we had In Defense with Corporate Bailout before that. Crashed Out with One of the Boys before In Defense. And Wasted Life with Animal Instinct. And we've got the nice hot California weather now that the Oi Scouts have gone. The Oi Scouts brought like this freezing weather and tons of rain and everything like that. And now we're back to the 80s and 90s. So from freezing and flooding my plants to roasting my plants within a week. It's wonderful. California weather for you. Sort of like that song that Katy Perry sings. I'm sure you've heard of it, called California Girls. That's California for you. Anyways, we've got more interviews coming up, probably. I was going to interview The Virus and Starving Wolves, but then I got sick. Not the kind that you can fix with medication or drinking lots of fluids. It's a skin problem, so got a little sick with that, so we didn't do that interview, but we'll be doing some more later on down the line, hopefully. That means that you won't be hearing interviews for at least a couple weeks. You'll be hearing punk rock, which I'm sure you'll love. But last week we did an interview with Corrupted Youth, so I figured we'll put some Corrupted Youth on the program and call it interview season's over for now. This next song is by Corrupted Youth off of their new album. The song's called System Corruption.
You are mine, get every fight, get every time, never
Hello, this is Dick B. Shackle, Junior the Third, my American friend, introducing punk rock demonstration with Jack, Nudity Jack. Saucy Jack, you're a naughty one.
Police!
need no nuclear wars. We don't need no British wars. We don't need no president. We don't need more money spent. Iran started all your Spanish dick. Cinnamon overseas to kill Vietnamese makes me wanna puke. We don't need more politics. We don't need more fascist pigs. We don't need the world to end. We don't need more soldiers dead. Iran started all your Spanish dick. Cinnamon overseas to kill Vietnamese makes me wanna puke. Iran started all your Spanish dick. Cinnamon overseas to kill Vietnamese makes me wanna puke. We don't need no nuclear wars. We don't need no nuclear wars. We don't need no nuclear wars. Thought I'd got in over Sue, but she's died and she has gone. But now it seems she's turned to prankster, making her memory live on. I still love you so much, Tommy. It is a letter wet with tears, and one that I'm still getting, though she's been dead for 7 years. Don't forget me, Tommy, and all the times that we have had. I'm so sorry that I left you, but at least you can be glad that in a way I can be with you, although not in human form. And don't forget me, Tommy, while you keep that woman warm. It's a problem being loyal to a woman of the grave, while my guilt-ridden conscience tries making me behave. She never was so jealous, not even back when she was here. But I think having died triggered a new fear. Don't forget me, Tommy, and all the times that we have had. I'm sorry that I left you, but at least you can be glad that in a way I can be with you, although it's not in human form. And don't forget me, Tommy, while you keep that woman warm.
That was The Freeze with Don't Forget Me Tommy, one of my favorites by The Freeze. And then Shattered Faith with No Nuclear War before that. D-Mob with Anti-Police before Shattered Faith. Andy, the singer from D-Mob, is moving to California. And we did an interview also with D-Mob, also on the website, punkrockdemo.com. Vice Squad was before D-Mob. That song's called Punk Police. And Problems with No Time was before Vice Squad. We did an interview with every single one of those bands, actually, except for Problems. Maybe we'll get that on there. So check the website, punkrockdemo.com, and keep tuning into the show, and you'll be sure to find all the interviews of all the bands I play, and maybe some more. I'm going to continue with more punk rock. This is a new one by Vermin Warfare. The song's called You're a Nazi Sympathizer.
It's You're living in the past. You're living in the past. Well, the past. In the past. In the past. In the past.
slow down, we refuse to die. There are minds out there that are not alone. Through the pain, the struggle, and the hard times. Never slow down, we refuse to die.
Saturday afternoon. Down at Upton Park on the pitch near you. Better watch out or we're gonna do you. Oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. I said, oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. I'm forever full of bubbles on a Saturday afternoon. 5,000 miles away, we got a crew. It's all about the hammers, points, and tattoos. All I ever wanted on a Saturday afternoon. Down at Upton Park on the pitch near you. Better watch out or we're gonna do you. Oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. I said, oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. Down at Upton Park on the pitch near you. Better watch out or we're gonna do you. Oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. Said, oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. Well, down at Upton Park on the pitch near you. Better watch out or we're gonna do you. Oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue. Oh, let's go, Clarence and Blue.
That was the Harrington Saints with Claret and Blue. Love that song. Then we heard Violent Affair with Stronger Than Before. The Nazi Dogs with Living in the Past was before Violent Affair. And then we heard the Crapple with Save the Beer. And we're out of time, unfortunately, so we're going to end off the program with the Poulsons. I didn't end off the show last week with the Poulsons, even though I wanted to because we ran out of time also. So we're going to play them here. This is a new wavy kind of punky band, I guess. And the song's called Punks by the Poulsons. Check out my show again next week on punkrockdemo.com, 7 p.m. Pacific time on Mondays.
What you want, what you are, what you gonna do. See it here, see it there, gonna see it where you are. You know it's giving you the fear. Every day for you we got to care. Every day I take a look, so fine. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? Every time you take a hook, you know. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? It's giving me the fear, it's so loud, it's so clear. It's taking me so low, it's now taking me so near. It's killing you alive, we are able to survive. It's taking in your soul, we know we go. Every day I take a look, so fine. Every day I take a look, so what's it gonna be again? Every time you take a look, you know. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? Take a look, so fine. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? Every time I take a hook, you know. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? So look how they fell, welcome to hell. It's what you know, so you can tell. The only way up is the only way in. Are you ready to go? It's a sin. Every day I take a look, so fine. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? Every time you take a hook, you know. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? What it is what it was, so it can never be. Take a trip to the light, we're really gonna see. No one cares, so be there. We're headed for the fight, so it's near. Really waste your life, every day I take a look, so fine. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again? Every time you take a look, you know. Anyway you take a look, so what's it gonna be again?
Tired of that same old stuff they call punk rock? Well, take a listen to these upcoming songs. Never before heard anywhere. It's the Punk Rock Demonstration New Music Block. Remember, you heard it here first on the Punk Rock Demonstration.
Der Frühling kommt und es erwacht. Du hast geschlafen, hat in Wintersnacht. Und so wie wenn ein Kind geboren, beginnt alles jetzt von vorn. Neue Kinder, zarte Knospen, wollen des Lebens Wasser kosten und den Rost auf Menschenstraßen lässt die Sonne jetzt verblassen. Im Sommer, wenn die Felder grünen und das Kind kann langsam gehen, Zeit, um alles zu genießen. Zeit, wo Glück und Liebe sprießen. Unaufhörlich tickt die Wanduhr. Zeit sind wie Quarz durch eine Sanduhr. Leben besteht nur aus Momenten. Würden sie gern greifen, wenn wir könnten. Wenn im Herbst die Früchte reifen, hat das Kind selbst schon ein Kind. Es sind des Lebens Jahreszeiten, die unwiederbringlich sind. Unaufhörlich tickt die Wanduhr. Zeit sind wie Quarz durch eine Sanduhr. Leben besteht nur aus Momenten. Würden hast du bis hier nicht getan. Das fängst du auch nicht mehr